everybody? This is Sean of Raw Select Music. Today I want to talk about this record right here. And why do I want to talk about this record in particular? Well, odds are you've probably heard this song recently, and if you're anything like me, you were probably immediately struck by the production. One of the things that really stood out about this track to me was the fact that it has this very old school feel to it while still feeling pretty futurist. The old school style of using a huge drum break, musical steps, and just an overall ominous sort of menacing atmosphere. I really like the feel of it, and it really has me excited for what Run the Jewels has coming up in the near future. But the number one thing that immediately struck me about this track was the drums that were used in this song, because I immediately recognized them, and I immediately recognized that they're from this record, Cold Grits, It's Your Thing, a cover of the Isley Brothers classic from 1969. Now, although Run the Jewels weren't the first group to use this track, as you can see by this list of all the different artists that have sampled it, with this song, or at least in my mind, being in the popular spotlight through this recent track for Run the Jewels, felt like to me a perfect opportunity to talk about one of my all-time favorite funk and soul 7 inches, and hopefully shine a little bit of light into one of the songs that has been used by many artists throughout the years. So, with that being said, yeah, let's talk about this guy. First off, I gotta show some love to the original because it is one of my favorite funk and soul tracks. Originally released in 1969, the song was apparently a response to then Motown label head Berry Gordy and the way that the band felt they were being treated on the label, despite all the success that they had brought the label, at least in terms of what they thought they had brought to the label. But nonetheless, it also ended up reviving their dormant record label, T-Neck Records, and helped boost their career quite a bit, and ended up being quite a successful track for them. Another little fun fact about this track, according to an interview with Wax Poetics magazine, her own song, It's My Thing, was actually something of her own response to the song, It's Your Thing. I think that's right. But in terms of what can be said about this cover right here, there's really not that much to go on. Doing a little bit of search on Wikipedia gave me almost absolutely nothing. I even dug into my copy of the Japanese-only Funk and Soul Encyclopedia book that came out years ago in hopes of finding some more information through the Japanese in here. And this track isn't even listed in there, so I couldn't tell you where it came from, but I can tell you that it did come out in 1969, and the 4 members that were a part of the group, Billy Carter on organ, Harold Cowart on bass, Jimmy O'Rourke on guitar, Ron Tubby Ziegler on drums, were the 4 members of that group, and they would all go on to play in sessions for more popular and more well-known groups. In terms of any other releases from this group, the only other record that I could find was one 7-inch released on a record label called Bo Fuse Entertainment, but doing a little bit of digging around on Discogs, I found out that only 1 copy is available, and it goes for quite a pretty penny. So if you want to dish out a lot of money for that record to find out what it sounds like, since there are no YouTube links for that song, be my guest. I ain't dropping that much money on that record. So as with the running theme with a lot of the records that I talk about on this Playing Favorites segment, I first found out about this record through the DJ Shadow and Cut Chemist Brain Freeze follow-up DJ set product placement, and one of the first things that immediately stuck out to me was the ginormous drum break on it. It was a massive early highlight, as it's one of the first songs in the set, and it was a record that I had been searching for a long time. Now, later on, a friend of mine introduced me to the What It Is CD box set, and I found out that Cold Grits was responsible for that song. And then after that, I learned that Rhino Records actually also put out a 7-inch box set, which I did eventually pick up and was able to finally get this record for myself. And I'm really glad that I did end up getting that box set, because this is not only easily one of my top 20 favorite drum breaks, this is easily one of my top 20 favorite funk and soul 7-inches of all time. There's just something immediately striking about it. Obviously, the drum break stands out because it's just so tubby and chunky, and the way that the drums hit on this song really do kind of make it feel like it's a Zigaboo style beat, not that dissimilar from the swing heavy drum antics of some of the funkiest Beaters tracks. But on top of that, there's this super killer bass line, this really slick guitar, and the organ, which takes the place of the vocals on the track, really just adds to the overall funkness on this. It's not really flashy or not really technical. There aren't any crazy leads on it or anything like that, but it's just one of those driving, straightforward, funky tracks that's catchy, memorable, and immediately likable, and immediately recognizable due to the fact that it's a cover of such a well-known funk and soul song. So I ended up getting my copy through the What It Is box set, but if you wanted to get a copy of an original, the good news is you really don't have to bust the bank on this. Going to a couple of different sites between Discogs and Pop Psych, the record itself actually only goes between $20 to $40, which isn't really a bank buster in terms of rare and obscure funk and soul tracks. So yeah, if you ever run across this record right here, it's your thing, Cold Grits. Highly recommend that you pick it up because it's easily one of my favorite funk and soul tracks, and definitely a worthy addition to anyone's funk and soul 7-inch collection. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. If you've heard this song, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. If you want to hear this song for yourself, please head over to my WordPress or Steemit blog, because that's where I will be posting music links to any of the songs that I talk about in these videos. Also, make sure you head over to my Mixcloud, where you can check out Raw Select Radio, the audio component of this YouTube channel, as well as check out some of the recent reposting of some of the live streams that I've been doing over on Facebook. I haven't been doing them here because I can't live stream yet through my phone, but you can definitely look forward to me uploading some of the live streams that I have been doing from Facebook, so you can check out just some straight up DJ shit on this channel. Links to everything, as always, down in the description. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. So until then, peace out!